Chronomaly, Adamantia, Synchro, you can make Quazar, you can make Blazar. Blazar is honestly the better card now, although you could consider this like a Synchro Quazar deck if you want to, because of course we don't know what the new list for the TCG is, but we've got multiple librarian right now, so let's use it while we can, unless of course it is getting hit on the next list. Heck, when are we getting that list? We're literally like 10 days till the next ban list here for the TCG. So obviously this is a pretty self-explanatory thing. You can go ahead, go for the double librarian. This way we're going to be drawing triple cards, and we can make the Cosmic Blazar Dragon or the Quazar Dragon. But Blazar immediately is just better. It gets rid of the card immediately, and it also protects itself much better. Quazar's got to sit on board, and usually that's not too good. But nonetheless, you'll still have 6 cards in your hand, so if you want to play some hand traps, that could be an option. Although you want as high chance to go ahead and go into the Adamantia as possible here. I know someone's going to comment that I got the crush card virus. Anyways, jokes aside, he's got the Raptide over here, so he's going to be able to get rid of something out of his opponent's graveyard as a quick effect, because a lot of the cards that are in the Sacred Beast archetype, they do have the ability to banish themselves. But what's really good with the Adamantia archetype, you can follow up a Quazar or Blazar. Like I said, Blazar is a better card as of right now in the game. With Naturia Beast, if you can make Naturia Beast plus this in one turn, or like I said, Quazar and Naturia Beast, you're pretty much good to go. Quazar kind of has just lost his value, but he's still, in my personal opinion, more iconic. I like this guy's username, dude. It's PhD in science here. But nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and see the Tremids coming out over here. So we're just going to be able to get an additional summon over here with Hunter. I've seen this a few different times in Adamantia. It's just an extra free summon is really what it comes down to, as well with the, what is it, Doki Doki. But we're going to see, once again, the bread and butter combo. But this time we're going to go ahead and go for Raptide instead of going for leaving the other Librarian up on the board. But you'll see the Seeker going to go ahead and activate their effects. If you guys haven't seen Adamantia, because it's been like a little bit since we've covered them, basically you summon one, it flips up a bunch of cards, and you start RNGing stuff. But now we're going to go ahead and see him make the Needle Fiber. We've got, of course, Librarian, and we're going to go ahead and see him draw one card off Formula, one card off Librarian, and then we can go ahead and also make a Blazar Dragon. Now keep in mind, you can sit there with the Naturia Beast and negate a few things, and then go ahead and go right into it if you want to, depending on when it's appropriate. And then you can also follow up with Block Dragon, which is a very good card, and on top of that, we've also got the extra negate with Blazar that just went through. And then Block Dragon's going to be able to make it so, where is it, rock monsters you control can't be destroyed except by battle, and most of them have pretty decent attack anyways, but this basically protects himself as well as all of your cards before you make the bigger plays. And we're going to go ahead and see the Draga activate this effect. Remember, once this card starts targeting those cards, you can't actually respond to them, and what really destroys this deck is, of course, Appaloosa. So you guys can see, you can still make other things. You don't have to just go for Blazar and Naturia Beast, but like that's pretty much the better card. Plus, on top of that, this is going to have all of those extra negations. So we have 4 negations with this, and then we're still comboing off. We still have Succession. Going to go ahead and go right into Raptide, and then go into Dingirsu, which is quite a great play. Then we see the Savage Dragon. I'm like, is this a new toolbox deck that I'm unaware of? This is pretty dang cool as well. We don't even need extra, targets to absorb with the Savage Dragon. It's already going to go ahead and be game, which I thought was pretty cool. So let's go and check out some more plays, and I will give you guys the deck profile for this, dude. I haven't seen Black Wings in a while. Let's go ahead and see if Black Wings can hold up. I've seen so many variants because, of course, why Strix come out. Everyone's just trying out other things with it. So we'll go ahead and see what happens with this duel over here. So we're going to see a Needle Fiber come out once again. Then the Desires even added it into the deck. He's calling 5 for that. That's a very interesting number. I mean, yeah, I guess we have Tula Guardian, but like there's so many numbers in Adamantia. It's kind of difficult to go ahead and pinpoint. But then on top of that, we got Babylon. So we can banish a Chronomaly and then target Chronomaly monster in grave with the same level and a special summon. So kind of like a Reborn, if you will, but for Chronomalys. And we're going to go ahead and once again get those Adamantia effects, get free extra cards, and then the Rocket over here is going to go ahead and send a Chronomaly monster from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard. We're not really utilizing Chronomaly extra deck here. And look at this board over here. We've got double draws off Librarian. I really think Librarian should go to 1. Although I want Synchros to remain dominant just because I'm a fanboy of Synchros, and they really haven't been dominant in a while for the most part. When you go ahead and see the negation, that's what I was talking about before. You can try to use some negations with Naturia Beast, but then this play is the ultimate play turn 1. When you can make a Quazar or Blazar, you got a Crystal and Secret Dragon plus a Naturia Beast. Like, there is no comeback from this. Unfortunately, the Red Raptor variant of the black. Is he just? I'm actually curious. Hold on. Is he actually? Hold on. Let me see. It's just pretty much okay. He's just playing the Bora because you can get the access to Zephyros and then it's another free special. So it's not even actually just Black Wings. Okay. And then he's playing also the Curtain. So I think he knows what he's doing for the most part. He's not like actually like a super scrub deck. All right. And then we've also got the Toot over here. So that's gonna be able to Tube Tight, yeah, really good stuff. And you can see this deck very, very powerful. And then on top of that, following up, like looking at this board, I would not have expected Chronomaly Adamantia to be a thing, but it actually works because you also have Block Dragon that works well, of course, with the Chronomalys as well. But let's go and check out the last in a rematch over here versus the PhD in Science. I love that username. But anyways, final plays with it. I thought the last one was pretty dang good. That one's gonna be hard to beat. Let's check out the rematch. I've seen so many people try the Merfade deck. I think it's not ready yet, guys. And on top of that, I've seen so many people just like all you can do really turn 1 is Nat Beast. Let's see what he's got. I mean, his variant, I mean, is pretty much going to look like that's the same. He's also playing the little cheeky plays. But yeah, no, he's not even playing Appaloosa. There are no win condition in this guy's deck. You got a Naturia Beast, you got an Appaloosa. That's like the only way that you can really have any potential, really. But we're gonna go ahead and see a bunch of draws over here. Formula, draw triple cards. So like the following turn, you still have a lot of cards in your hand. I mean, look at this, 7 cards in hand, and you've already gotten 1 negate out. Potentially more, again, if you make the Nat Beast instead of going for the Librarian, which will give you another less draw, but you can negate a bunch of stuff. So he's going to go ahead and have a relatively decent token. Plus, Mrs. Radiant actually reduces the attack of Cosmic Blazar Dragon, but it's still way more than that token anyways. Not that it really matters. So we're going to go ahead and see Blazar go ahead and stop out one of the Merfade's effects, but he's still going to go ahead and bounce one of those back. We're going to see the Wrap Tight. So again, this is a quick effect where you're able to go ahead and banish a card out of your opponent's grave. There is some synergy where they can summon and they can add 1 back so you can get rid of it, but he's just going to go ahead and go right into it. I think it's okay to go ahead and just banish it, but I think he's got game this turn anyways. So we're going to go ahead and see Sign. This is another like a little reborn for them. I'm going to go ahead and cycle through some of the cards, and then he's going to go ahead and summon the Moai over here, the giant stone head, and then we're also going to see him add a rock monster, which I guess is going to be Block Dragon over here, and then he's going to go ahead and have both the goddess, and then this card is coming right back with banish earth monsters from your hand or graveyard, so you can just go ahead and get rid of this card, then bring it right back, and on top of this, now the rocks are going to be immune, and once he summons that, that's his only play. The Merfade deck, again, it's just not ready. I know a lot of people want it to be, but maybe in a couple weeks when they get some viewer support. But anyways, here is the deck profile for the Chronomaly Adamantia Synchro variant deck. Like I said, if you want to play Quazar, because I'm going to put it in the title because I think a lot of people want this card to be like, you know, they want to see like a Cosmic Blazar or Quazar deck. You can definitely swap out Quazar with the Blazar, but I recommend running Blazar because, again, leaving this up on the board is just usually not too good. Plus, you do have a bunch of tuners, so if you really want to go ahead and OTK them, I think shooting Quazar Dragon, you do have the other effect that really no one uses, where was it? Yeah, you can get the Shooting Star Dragon, and then Shooting Star Dragon can reveal, was it top 5? Going to go this. Oops. Star Dragon, if I could spell. Okay, where is it? Yeah, this effect that no one uses. Yeah, no one really uses this other effect where you get to get Shooting Star Dragon. But once you get Shooting Star Dragon, you're able to, where's it? Activate the top 5 cards of your deck, shuffle them back, and then its attacks are equal to the number of tuners that you revealed. And the tuners in this deck, you've got 2 copies of Analyzer over here, and then you've got 3 copies of Seeker and 3 copies of Researcher. So you have 9, and then Global will already be utilized, so that's not going to be a card that you'll have access to. But if you want to try to go ahead and do that, I mean, it's definitely a thing that you can do. but pretty much that is like the only thing I would say that could be swapped. Like I said, if you want to play some hand traps, it would be even more insane because, like, you guys remember, we're drawing like a bunch of cards off of Librarian where it's like 7 cards in hand. Like, if you can go for like an end turn of either Quazar or Blazar, followed up with a Nat Beast, which we did see him also go ahead and make. Like, if you make these two plus have like 2 hand traps, it's pretty much GG for a lot of decks as well. But anyways, let's go ahead and hop right into the deck profile. Big shouts to AzneyesWhitedragon for hooking me up with this really cool spicy deck over here. It's been so long since I've seen Chronomaly. Like, it's I think it's been a while since anyone's seen them. Anyways, triple copy of Black Dragon, triple copies of Moai, 3 copies of the Tula Guardian, 3 copies of the Aztec Mask Golem, 2 copies of Analyzer, 2 copies of the 2-Spot Rocket, 2 copies of the Dragite, 2 copies of Tremid Hunter, and then 3 copies of the Crystal Skull, 3 copies of the Adamantia Seeker, 3 copies of Doki Doki, 3 copies of Researcher, 1 copy of Global, 3 Desires, 1 copy of Reasoning, 3 copies of Adamantia Sign. You got Terraforming, Foolish, Reborn, 2 copies of Inheritor. This is just for the Master. It's a 50 card deck. And then we got Babylon over here and 2 copies of Laput Type. And then for the extra deck, we've got the Blazar, Savage, Crystal Wing, the Adamantia Rise Dragite, Adamantia Rise Reptite, and then, well, we got 2 copies of this. I kind of moved them. And then 1 copy of Nat Beast, 2 copies of Librarian, 1 copy of Formula, 1 Dingirsu, 1 copy of Granite Loyalist, 1 copy of number 60, 1 copy of Palooza, 1 copy of Needle Fiber. The cards that if you really wanted to drop, I mean, this card does search out. I'd say, like, if you really want to just go ahead and squeeze Quazar, you could do that. And if you wanted to just make, so you really only have one option to make Quazar or Blazar. But if you do go make Quazar, you can go and drop this for Shooting Star if you want to. I feel like that's the only card that I could really recommend dropping in this because pretty much everything is super useful. Dingirsu is kind of a win harder, to be honest, but that is indeed the deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like on it. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys hit subscribe and turn on that bell so you don't miss out on when, of course, the Murphy get better Kappa. But if you guys want to check out Star's Yugioh, I'll have him pinned down below as well. Shout out once again to him. And if you guys want to see other cool replays of cool mix-ups or other archetypes that don't really see too much play, but you got to make a good board like this, dude. I know it might be hard to beat this deck, though, as far as, like, to make this, because, like, it's an amazing, amazing play from, like, a deck that no one would have expected Chronomaly and Adamantia to be a thing. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. Have a good one. I'm signing out. Peace.